Hello, my name is Kerry Davies. I'm the Global Product Line Manager for the Fluorescence Division of Horiba Scientific. And we're here in San Francisco introducing our new fluorescence and absorbance spectrometer called Duetta. And Duetta is a new mid-market benchtop fluorometer, but it's not just doing fluorescence, it's also doing absorbance simultaneously with fluorescence. Duetta is a new spectrometer concept that's using a CCD instead of a PMT for fluorescence detection. So this means that in fact we can collect spectra in the blink of an eye very, very rapidly, and all the way from 250 nanometers to 1,100 nanometers. So Duetta's detection technology also allows us to work further out in the near IR than we're able to do with a traditional PMT. So the instrument is coming with new software called EasySpec. And this new software allows us to do all of the kinds of experiments for fluorescence spectroscopy that you can see here. Traditional emission spectra, excitation spectra, capturing values. We can also do excitation emission matrices, kinetics, and of course we can do absorbance. So it's not just a spectrofluorometer, it's a fluorescence and an absorbance spectrometer. To give you a sense of just how fast the instrument is, we can actually set it up to do an excitation emission matrix where we're going to collect a series of emission spectra at different excitation wavelengths and then reconstruct a three-dimensional plot of excitation versus emission spectra. And so in this case, for this particular sample, we have in here, it's got two different fluorescent dyes, and we're going to do an excitation emission matrix by just hitting this acquire button, and you will begin to see just how fast this instrument really is. So what you're seeing on the screen here is different emission spectra acquired in less than 100 milliseconds. Simply scanning and stepping and changing the excitation wavelength, we reconstruct this three-dimensional plot in a matter of a second or two. And this is just something you simply can't do with a scanning spectrofluorometer. If we tried to do this with a traditional scanning fluorometer, this would probably take 30 or 40 minutes. So here we have now collected the entire 3D spectra, or the so-called fingerprint for this sample, in just a few seconds. So the sample compartment for Duetta is here. I can press this lid down and I can replace this sample with my next one for my next experiment. But sometimes when we're using the instrument, we want to use a different kind of a sample holder altogether. And to do that, we open the main lid of the Duetta and we can remove the sample tray. So in this case, we have a sample tray that's a cuvette holder, and this is using just a single cuvette, but we have many different sample trays, different trays for controlling the temperature of the sample. We have a 4-position sample holder, we have solid sample holders, powder sample holders, many different kinds of trays can be put inside the unit. What's unique about these trays is they have an electrical contact which is made when it slides into the instrument. This allows the software to recognize what type of sample holder that is in place, and it also, these contacts provide control and power for a stepper motor if we have a 4-position turret. They provide control for a stirrer, for a stir bar that can be in some of the sample holders. And if there's a signal that's being measured, like a temperature, then that signal can also be measured when the tray is inserted. So by just simply replacing this, no tools are required. You slide it into the sample compartment and you're ready to go. And the instrument software, EasySpec, has recognized what is the instrument configuration now, what is the sample holder, and it will use that instrument. So to summarize, Duetta is a new entry-level workhorse benchtop fluorometer, but it's also a fluorescence and absorbance spectrometer, so it's really a two-in-one instrument. It's using a CCD for ultra-fast acquisitions. It has enhanced near-infrared wavelength range. It's at a very simple, easy interface, software interface called EasySpec, and it's doing things that we just simply cannot do with a traditional scanning benchtop fluorometer. So the feedback that we've received so far has been really tremendous. Customers really seem to like what we've developed here, and I'm very proud of the work that the team has done.